Lawrence Kohlberg studied how people make moral decisions or judgments about issues of right and wrong and conflict. He was really interested in how people arrive at different moral decisions, whether to decide something's right or wrong, and so forth. He basically came up with this way of studying individuals. He presented them with various kinds of ethical and moral dilemmas and studied how they responded at these situations. Now, Kohlberg proposed a stage theory of moral development. The earliest stage is what he called the pre-conventional stage of moral development, and this is very operant conditioning based. This is the idea that morality is determined by consequences, and if we get rewarded for a behavior, it must be good, and if we're punished, it must be bad. Now, this is the earliest kind of moral development. We see this in children a lot. And good behavior is defined simply as behavior that gets a reward. So this is an early form of moral development that we typically see, especially in young children. Later on, we reach the conventional level. Here, moral reasoning is going to be heavily based on conforming with social rules and laws. Okay, what are the norms of society? And individuals start to recognize that social rules preserve law and order, they keep things in check, and that they provide an overall good for the citizens of the community. So this is the idea that rules and laws really are useful and we should follow them. Now, the final stage of morality in Kohlberg's model is the post-conventional stage. This is where morality is decided by the individual, and it may conflict with rules or socially accepted norms. Okay, this involves applying your own moral standards or abstract principles rather than just relying on authority to tell you what's right and wrong. Now, not everybody will reach this stage of moral development. Of course, rules and laws can often be good for the community and good for society, but we can also think of examples of rules and laws over history that really were unjust. Okay, we can look at slavery, we can look at the treatment of women earlier on. We can look at all sorts of examples where people sort of rebelled against the rules and the laws that were discriminatory or really unethical, and they applied their own sense of morality. They decided to go against rules or laws that they thought were unjust. So the main idea here is that Kohlberg's classic research studies allowed him to develop a theory of how morality develops over time. And this is a stage theory. It attempts to explain the development of moral reasoning over time. And it really set the stage for other researchers to come in and to start studying morality from a scientific perspective.